Hi everybody, and welcome again to another episode of John's Walk in the Park. Again, we're at the Pennypack Trail that travels through Huntington Valley. From Lower Moreland through Brinathan back through Lower Moreland. It's a 5.2 mile trail, and it's a reclaimed railroad bed. It's part of Pennsylvania's Rails to Trails system. Now, today we're not going to look at nature, we're going to look at the railroad history of the Pennypack Trail. The railroads are a very important part of the history of the United States. Without the railroads, I don't think the manifest destiny of going west, young man would have ever been achieved. As for the Pennypack Trail, it's a former freight rail line, and there's a lot of remnants right now. I'm looking at an old signal tower, and along the way they'll be seeing many signs that are left over from the days when this was a railroad bed. We're going to be coming up to the Huntington Valley Post Office. Rather, I think it's the Brinathan Post Office. And this used to be a railroad station. Now, the great thing about this is that the station was repurposed. Rather than sitting dormant or having someone come and raise it, it maintained its architectural integrity as it was converted to a post office. Constructed roughly 1900, this milk platform helped farmers get their milk to market in Philadelphia. Rather than be torn down, it's used as a decorative touch along the trail. And as you can see, this somewhat historical marker explains what it was and what it was used for. To the side, there's a small parking area and dining area, again celebrating the railroad history of the Pennypack Trail. This is not a telephone pole, rather it's an old telegraph pole. You see, when communication started in the United States, mass communication, it started with the telegraph, and wires ran along rail lines so that you would have to go to the railroad station to send a wire and receive a wire. But it made perfect sense. That's how we crossed the nation, with the railroad, and the telegraph followed. Technology has zoomed forward where we don't need wires anymore to communicate from one side of the world to the other. As a service to those who use the Pennypack Trail, the trail is marked every quarter of a mile. But they also have stanchions that mark where you leave one municipality and enter another. We are about to enter Lower Moreland Township as we leave Brinathan. Check the back. Yep, we've left Brinathan. Well, I showed you the telegraph poles earlier. We're going to fast forward to today, and you can see this warning sign tells us that fiber optic cable is buried in the ground. That's the new way of communication, but it seems the old ways weren't that bad. It's following the same railroad trail. A few weeks back, I posted a still picture of fish breeding beds that were created by the male fish with their tails fanning out circles. There are about 25 of them. There's still a few out there, but we're coming to the end of the breeding season, and there's not as many, but there's still a few. I'm focusing on one. A large sunfish has fanned that out. We're back at the Huntington Valley parking lot on Welsh Road. We walked from Welsh Road towards Spybury Road to the north and back, covering about maybe 4.5 miles. I want to thank you for joining me, and I want to thank Luke Jardell of Luke Jardell and the Hooligans for the use of their song Dominic Street as today's theme music. You can find Dominic Street on iTunes under the Hooligans album The Ferryman. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you again next time for John's Walk in the Park.
Okay, we got it.
Yes, first take.